it's Andy, and welcome to Our Song by Taylor Swift. We're going to learn all the chords and the strumming. Here we go. So let's start with the intro. At the beginning of the song, you hear a D chord, and that's followed by an E minor chord. Then you go to a G chord. Then you're going to go to an A chord. Okay, and I'm going to talk about all those chords. So D is a pretty standard chord. Just make sure when you strum your D chord that you use your pick to strum 4 of the guitar strings. You don't strum all the strings on a D chord. Let me show you that. When you strum a D chord, you put your pick on the 4th guitar string, the D string, and you strum downward. So you're going to hit 4 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 skinniest strings. You do not play the A string or the E string at all on this chord. You skip those. So get used to playing only 4 strings on D. The best way to get used to that is to put your pick on the D string, then strum. Put your pick on the D string, strum. So every time you land your pick on the D string, you learn where it is. Your hand memorizes its position. Like this. Okay, and then when you get to the next chord in the song, when you get to E minor, no worries, because now you just play them all. Same story on G. You just play all the strings. That's easy. Okay, but then when you get to A, you have to put your pick on the A string. So I'm not playing the low E string at all on this chord. I'm skipping that one. And I'm playing 5 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 skinniest strings. Alright, so making sure you play all the right strings is the secret of getting a clear sound. Let's work on that. Okay, start with D and play 4 of the strings. E minor, play all the strings. G chord, play all the strings. A chord, play 5 of the strings. There we go. Okay, so you might have to look down to check to see if you're playing the right strings. And remember, the best thing to do is to take your pick and land it on the string that you want to start on and then strum. Okay, now let's start talking about the left hand on these chords. All these chords are pretty standard. D is standard, E minor is standard. In some books or on the internet you might see this chord listed as E minor 7. You can just play a basic E minor. It's still going to sound good. G is a basic chord, that's easy. Okay, when you get to A though, a lot of people will learn A with 3 fingers in a row. And what I mean is you got finger 1, you got finger 2, you got finger 3, they're all lined up in a row. A lot of people learn A like that. That's great to play on acoustic guitar where the strings are further apart and you have more room to get your fingers in there. But if you've got a smaller size guitar, or if you're playing electric, or if you just plain have big fingers, this chord is hard to get all the fingers in there. So some players like to rearrange the fingers a bit to make the A ring out more. So let's learn about that. You could take your first finger and put it on the 3rd guitar string. That's a little different. Then you take your middle finger and you cross over and you put that on the 4th guitar string. So I know that seems a little backwards, but just give it a try. And then you're going to take your 3rd finger and you're going to put that one in there on the 2nd guitar string. So I've rearranged the order of the fingers. Some people find that a little easier, and it's okay to play that way. So as opposed to going 1, 2, 3, what we've done is we went 2, 1, 3. Different order, same sound. Okay, now I'm known to just take 2 fingers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to push all 3 notes with 2 fingers. Okay, you can do this on electric guitar or a guitar where the strings are close together. Here we go. So you take two fingers and you put them together like they're super glued together. And what you do is you basically aim your first finger to go in between string 3 and 4. Imagine there's a string in between string 3 and 4, and you're aiming for that. So you're putting your finger in the center of string 3 and 4, and your finger is actually pushing down string 3 and string 4 at the same time with the tip of your finger. Okay, and then you're going to do the same story with this finger. With your middle finger, that would be finger 2, you're going to try to push down the second string and the third string at the same time with the tip of your finger. So right now I am covering 3 strings using 2 fingers. There we go. So that's going to work out pretty well for some people, depending on your hand. Okay, you should try all these different ways and then figure out which way is best for you. This way is best for me doesn't necessarily mean it's the way you're going to play it. You should do it however it seems easiest. Okay, there is one more way. You could have just played a bar with one finger. Okay, but then, well, you get a wrong note when you do it this way, but let me show you the way around it. Maybe this could be the way for you. You take one finger and you're going to play a bar chord, and what you do is you lay it down flat and you pinch down 4 of the guitar strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press down 4 of the guitar strings on the 2nd fret. Make sure you don't press down the 5th guitar string, because remember, that's the open A. We need that string to be an open string for this chord. Okay, so you mostly have all the right notes except for that skinniest string. The thin string, the high E string. You're pressing the 2nd fret on that note and it doesn't sound right because it's a wrong note. So what you could do is just avoid strumming that one as you strum with your pick. Just don't play that first string at all. And that's kind of hard, especially if you're on stage and the lights are in your eyes and the crowd is going crazy yelling and you're dancing around. It's hard to be that careful in a situation like that. So what I do, instead of carefully strumming, is I'll do this. I'll take my pinky finger and I'll just put my pinky finger right there on the skinniest string, and then I'm going to strum. Okay, it doesn't matter if my pick hits the skinniest string or not, because even if it did, it wouldn't ring out because I'm muting it with my pinky. Okay, and if you want to get super technical, you could do this. You could take your first finger and you could squeeze the 4th string and the 3rd string and the 2nd string, but don't squeeze down the 1st string at all. So let that finger come up a little bit from that 1st string. So the 1st string isn't getting squeezed all the way. That way you got a dead string there. Now we solved the problem of that wrong note. Now it's not ringing. You could even hit that string on your strum and no one would notice. Okay, so we covered all the chords. We're going to practice it together now. Let's use the drum machine. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with just a basic rhythm. We're just going to strum each chord 4 times. Nothing fancy with the strumming. Just a basic strum. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Okay, now let's try a more advanced strumming. Now we're going to do 4 downs and then we're going to throw an up in there at the end. So now our strumming is down, 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 up. We're going to put an up in there. Here we go. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Keep it going. Okay, you might have noticed that when I strum up, I sometimes lift my fingers off the chord during that upward strum. So strum, 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 lift. I lift up my fingers on the up to get to the next chord. Strum, 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 lift, strum, 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 lift, strum, 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 lift, strum, 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 lift. You try it. Try to lift up your fingers during the upward strum. Gets you to the next chord. There we go.